तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। ओम जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्च अर्थेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षये सूतमहामुने शौनकादृशिभ्यो वैशम्पायनादृशिभ्यो अत्र्यादृशिभ्यो प्रह्लादादिभक्तजनेभ्यो मत्स्यादि नमः। श्रीदक्षिणामूर्ति दत्तात्रेय ग्रीवादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। आदिपराशक्तिमात्रे नमः। माता पितृदेवताभ्यो नमः। आद्यशंकराचार्य वर्यादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कन्धः मुक्तिर्हित्वा अन्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अथ षड्विंशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच। श्री ऐल उवाच। ऐलोपाख्यानम् फ्रॉम वर्स नंबर 7। अहो मे मोहविस्तारः कामकश्मलचेतसः देव्या गृहीतकण्ठस्य न आयुः खण्डा इमे स्मृताः नाहं वेदाभिनिर्मुक्तः सूर्यो वाभ्युदितो मुया उषितो वर्षपूगानां बताः निगतान्युत। अहो मे आत्मसम्मोहः येनात्मा योषितां कृतः क्रीडामृगश्चक्रवर्ती नरदेवशिखामणिः सपरिच्छदमात्मानं हित्वा तृणम् इव ईश्वरं यान्तीं स्त्रियं चान्वगमं नग्नोन्मत्तवत् रुदन्न कुतस्तस्यानुभावः स्यात् तेज ईशत्वमेव वा योऽन्वगच्छन् स्त्रियं यान्तीं खरवत्पादताडितः किं विद्यया किं तपसा किं त्यागेन श्रुतेन वा किं विविक्तेन मौनेन स्त्रीभिर्यस्य मनोहृतं स्वार्थस्याकोविदं धिङ्मां मूर्खं पंडितमानिनं योऽहमीश्वरतां प्राप्य स्त्रीभिर्गोकरवज्जितः सेवतो वर्षपूगान्मे ऊर्वश्यादरासवं न तृप्यति आत्मभूः कामः वह्निराहुतिभिर्यथा पुंशल्यापहृतं चित्तं कोन्वन्यो मोचितुं प्रभुः आत्मा रामेश्वरमरुते भगवन्तमधोक्षजं बोधितस्यापि देव्या मे सूक्तवाक्येन दुर्मतेः मनोगतो महामोहः नापयति अजितात्मनः किमेतया नोपकृतं रज्वा वा सर्पचेतसः रज्जुः स्वरूपा विदुषः योऽहं यत् अजितेन्द्रियः क्वायं मलीमसः कायः दौर्गन्ध्याध्यात्मको शुचिः क्वगुणाः सौमनस्याद्याः यध्यासो अविद्यया कृतः पित्रोः किं स्वनुभार्यायाः स्वामिनोऽग्नेः श्वगृध्रयोः किमात्मनः किं सुहृदाम् इति मे इति यो नावसीयते तस्मिन् कळेबरे अमेध्ये तुच्छनिष्ठे विसज्जते। अहो सुभद्रं सुमनसं सुस्मितं च मुखं स्त्रियाः त्वं मां शिररुधिरस्नायु मेदो मज्जास्ति सम्मतौ विण्मत्रपूये रमतां कृमीणां कियदन्तरम् अथापि नोपसज्जेत स्त्रीषु स्त्रैणेषु चार्थविदो विषयेन्द्रियसंयोगात् मनः क्षुभ्यति नान्यथा अदृष्टादश्रुताद्भावात् न भाव उपजायते असंप्रयुञ्जतः प्राणान् श्याम्यति स्तिमितं मनः तस्मात् संगो न कर्तव्यः स्त्रीषु स्त्रैणेषु चेन्द्रियैः विदुषां चाप्यविश्रब्धः षड्वर्गः किमु मादृशाम्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम श्री भागवत शरणं मम Shri Sadguru Sharanam Mama, Shri Suta Sharanam Mama, Shri Shukadeva Sharanam Mama, Shri Vyasa Sharanam Mama, Shri Narada Sharanam Mama, Shri Kumara Sharanam Mama, Shri Brahma Sharanam Mama, Shri Vishnu Sharanam Mama, Shri Parabrahma Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sharanam Mama, Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Natha Narayana Vasudeva, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Natha Narayana Vasudeva, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Natha Narayana Vasudeva, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Natha Narayana Vasudeva, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Natha Narayana Vasudeva, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Natha Narayana Vasudeva, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Natha Narayana Vasudeva, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Natha Narayana Vasudeva, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Natha Narayana Vasudeva, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Natha Narayana Vasudeva. Om Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim YatkrupatamahamVande Paramanandamadhavam Swarge Satye Cha Kailase Vaikunte Nasti Ayam Rasaha Atapivantu Sadbhagyaha Mama Munchada Karahichida Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha Srimad Bhagavata Mahapuranam Ekadasha Skandha Muktir हित्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थित्याथ षड्विंशोऽध्यायः ऐलवाच heart in heart let us invoke all the devatas presence, guru's presence. Heart in heart let us do their pada puja, nivedanam, mangala arati, pradakshina purvaka namaskaram and prarthana. The prarthana we do to the Parabrahma, to Narayana, to all the avatars, to all Gurus, Guru Tattva, which is Narayana's Amsha only. The prarthana we do to all of them is, quickly mature us, O Lord, O Guru, to get convinced about spiritual path and spiritual goal. And that maturity should make us do the due sadhana every moment and very soon. May we discover you in us in everywhere outside. Thus the mukti promised through the jnana of Paramatma Sarvavyapaka. May that happen to us. May we pray to all the gurus like this. Life sadhana spiritualities, like we chanted now, Sri Krishna Govinda. First, we don't even chant. Then we take up. When we chant, chant with total mind lost, not in the chanting but somewhere. Then bring the mind to the chanting. And then to eliminate distracting thoughts other than chant, vigorously we have to chant the mantra. Because of the vigorous speed chanting of mantra, when all other dissimilar thoughts other than the God, they go away. Only the thought of the Lord or the chant of mantra alone remains. Now reduce that speed. Come to that beautiful way of chanting where every akshara pada is chanted in a spashtarupa. At the same time, meaning of every pada or the shabda in that is understood and felt. And in that, if there is any prayer, let us extend that prayer. So in this prayer of Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare Nath Narayana Vasudeva, from Sri Krishna, that the Lord is in the form of the ideal in front of us, up to Vasudeva, the Sri Krishna who is all pervading. May we have experience of Him. So we recognize Paramatma from the idol up to all pervasive God. May this happen to us. That is the prayer in that chanting. So, in that soothing mood while chanting, feeling the meaning of every word, Sri Krishna, Govinda, Hare, Murare, He Nath, Narayana, Vasudeva. So, every word has its own meaning. Every one of them talk only about God, God at various levels, from the idol level up to the Atma level. We described it many times earlier. So Sri Krishna is in the idol. Govinda is behind our senses. Hare, the one whom when we pray, who took away our dukkha. Murare, who eliminated the ego Murasura in us, or we surrender to him. He Natha, now he takes charge of our own life. Then Narayana, he shows us his presence in all the Narasamuha. Then after Vasudeva, the pure consciousness which alone is permeating everywhere, his darshana. In the same way, in general life also, from non-performance to the performance, in that performance also from desire-oriented activity performance to the dharmic performance, from the dharmic performance to the divine-oriented performance, rigorously we have to do. While doing that only, we have to see it as the divinity is rigorously worshipped, remembered by us. To such an extent, any other thing is not in our life. Do japa, kirtana, upasana, puja, itna vigorously, ki we are tired, exhausted of that and sleep, but no other thought or no other activity is given a chance. This is the only way. The power of Rajaguna or the powerful Rajaguna alone can eliminate the powerful Tamoguna. After that, now we slowly reduce the speed of the activities, start surrendering, devoting, discovering His glory. Is it not? Along with that inquiry. Who is that Lord whose worship I was doing so vigorously, because of which I could come out of Tamoguna from all levels of my personality. In the deep inquiry, as it given to us by the Upanishads, then we slowly first apprehend about the world being the effect, there is a cause behind, or world being the superimposition, there is a cause or the substratum behind the world. First, that understanding comes to us. Then the second understanding comes to us is that substratum, that adhisthana, being my own self, it cannot be objectified. Thereafter, we come to know this subject can be experienced only all the objectivity from my life is eliminated. Then, on the deep seat of meditation, by focusing on the subject, which can never be the object, I eliminate all the objects, all objectivity, then discover as experience the subject, the self, the substratum. There ends all the journey. Thereafter, I myself am in my own form, it is called transcendental. I myself am in the form of the entire the world that emanate. What is the view of a mud clay, a lump of mud? A heap of mud, when it looks at itself, when it looks at all the walls made up of the mud, all the pots made of the mud, all other lamps, etc., made up of the mud. What could be the view of the mud when he looks at the mud, clay, and all? So, here also me, there also me. In and through all those forms, it is me alone. There is nothing other than me. I myself, in the form of the wall or pot or let us say whatever thing, for the sake of that type of utility in Vyavahar. When the requirement of Vyavahar arises, I myself become there a gamla, flower pot, a matka, a water pot, a lamp, or a wall made of the mud, any other things which are made. That would be our experience. So I am in myself when I withdraw upadhis. By invoking my own upadhis, through the upadhi, what I see is my own self in the form of everything. The infinite space is me. The stars are me. The sun, moon, and all of them are me. The entire globe is me. In that, the desha, the kala, Deshakala Nirmita Vastu. In the Vastu is the Parinama, the karma that is happening, kriyas that are happening, the products that are coming out of it, Sarvam Ahameva. We attend to Sarvam Ahameva, yet I am beyond all of that. That I become the master of the projected world, not the slave of it. What is the meaning of master of projected world? I know they are all my own projections on me, I myself in those forms. And the projected things never disturb the substratum. Like the movie never disturb the screen there. Waves never disturb the water. Ornaments never disturb the gold. So to the entire world which is projected on me never disturbs me. That stage we will reach. So today's thought is what? In the introduction, become so vigorous in so many spiritual activities in such a way, totally the tamas goes away. Then once the tamas goes, divine vigorous activities are being done, then continue the divinity, reduce that vigorousness or the rajoguna slowly in a calm, quiet manner. The higher qualities of Shravanam, Mananam of the Lord or Shravanam, Kirtanam, etc., the higher devotional practices, let us do them. Prayer, surrender. Thereafter, the research or inquiry about the nature of the truth or reality. That's how journey concludes. So, today, this thought in the introduction, we told to us ourselves. Then, when we come to this 26th chapter, Bhagavan Krishna is teaching to Uddhava and to all of us the beautiful Adhyatmika sadhana. He mainly tells us in the first three shlokas sadhana siddhi. Then where to start is give up dusanga, enter into satsanga. For that, he was giving us the story of the Buddha, then Ila, their putra called as Pururava story. Ila putra, therefore is called as Aila. Buddha is the putra of Chandrama. Tara and Chandrama, and all those stories we studied in the earlier chapters. So, detailed in 13, 14, 15 chapters of Navama Skandha. Now, here that Urvashi left him and going away, he became so miserable, frustrated, ran behind her in the Nagna Unmatta Rupa, but she did not stay, she went away. There are three stories, three, four. In each of the Purana or maybe in each of the Yuga, it has happened like that. In one story, she goes away, he runs behind her, falls and realizes all this. In another story, she goes and he is in search of her. Somewhere he finds her in Saraswati Nadi Tira, somewhere in near Kurukshetra. With some other five, they have her own friends. There he requests her and all. This is what is found in 14th chapter. Then she gives him an upaya of worshipping those Gandharvas who took her. Then the compromise is once in a year I will come to you. That's how through her, in 6 years, she gets those 6 children. In another story here, after this Pururava's song of dispassion, totally he gives up her and he just meditates and realizes the God. At that story, it was the Chandravamsha Vrittanta was told. Therefore, that was the story that explained there. Here it is the Mukti Skandha, the Jnanam has to be given. Therefore, that Charitra Pururava, where through dispassion he discovered the Lord through meditation or inquiry on the Lord. That story has to be told. Therefore, this is how here the topic is. But the three things that she came to him and she loved him, he loved her. Then he got infatuated to her so much. Then she ran away, she left him and went away. He became miserable. They're all common story. And this Urvashi, who is none other than the Prakriti for you and me, the sadhak. In that Prakriti, the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. These three gunas allure us so much that we get infatuated. But those gunas never stay. They keep on changing only. The Dravya always will not stay with us. The Sukha Bhoga always will not stay with us. All the abilities, energies, talents, good qualities, you can't have all of them all the time. The dravya matter is tamoguna. The activities, enjoyments is rajoguna. And then all the abilities, talents, the goodness, the qualities, they may be there, but you may not have field to perform them. You may lose them. The sattva lakshana, the jnana, all of them, we may not use them at one period of time. इनफैक्ट इन दिस कलयुग तो उसका कोई ख्याल ही नहीं, कोई मांगता भी नहीं इन सद्गुणों को. That also leaves and goes. So in general, we have to understand Urvashi means Prakriti. She allures us, she takes us away from God, she makes us totally caught up in her. Then she leaves us and goes. Which Prakriti leaves her? To which we are infatuated. While she leaving us like Pururava with dispassion, we totally give up Prakriti and seek Purusha, we are intelligent. We get the Purusha, get established and realized. Instead of that, having gone through that dukkha, again continuing extrovertedness only, another Prakriti will come again with the same asha. In that Prakriti we get caught up, again she also cheats us and goes away. Like that is every life. The Prakriti of Tamoguna of the Deha, the Prakriti of Rajoguna of the Indriyas, the Pranas, the Prakriti of Sattoguna of Mana Buddhi. Every life they are given to us. That is a Prakriti. That is Urvashi. Through them we want to get happiness. We get also for a long time. Thereafter each one of them start leaving us, going away. See, the body says, now I can't anymore indulge now. That is the meaning of Urvashi leaving and going. Then we frustrate at the body level. It is becoming old. We can't go to beautiful picnic spots, all those wonderful places where we visited when the body was very active, dynamic. And the other youngsters, they are going, you want to go, but you can't. Then the dukkha, like the Pururava felt at the body. Senses level also, later on. You can't enjoy the things as it was possible earlier. Eyes can't see, you want to see the TV. अब कितने सामने जाओगे टीवी के, घुस जाओगे क्या उसमें? Ears can't listen and you increase the volume, it disturbs the grandchildren at home, they are studying. That time again the dukkha to the Pururava, the Jiva, me. That is Rajoguna, Prakriti also living and going. And then the Sattva Guna of Mana Buddhi, they slowly start losing the Shakti in us. Mind become weak because so much of attachments. Intellect is totally lost because sufficient data of Shastra Jnanam, etc. is not there to withstand to the Indriya Deha Mana cheating and use the intellect to inquire. Janai to jaunga marunga, no problem, it is only body. I as a jiva, I am here to evolve. I am trying to discover myself through this Atmanatma Viveka. That should be the way the buddhi. It will not be there. And what happens at that old age, the buddhi lost is, क्या करूं नहीं पता चलता, क्या होगा नहीं पता चलता. And हर क्षण there is tension. Will I die today, tomorrow, or will I be alive? If I die, what will happen to me? If I am alive, what should I do? It is so tensed up and worried in that old age. Only those who have, right from a very early time, exposed to the Shastra, at least a sadhana of japa and upasana, I don't know anything, but I'll do my Bhagavan's Naam. They are saved. And those who know the Tattvam, they silently just do little contemplation on that. Million thousand mantras you need to remember. One Ishavasya mantra, contemplate on that. Any of the Upanishad, तत्व के कोई भी मंत्र में ध्यान इन दैट ओल्ड एज जितना हो सके करते रहना. थक गए नींद आया आ गया, तबीयत खराब हो गया, हॉस्पिटलाइज हो गए, कोमा में जाना गए, मर गए तो मरे. बट जितना जिंदा है, अवेलेबल है, अलाइव है, अवेयर है, to that extent intellect is working on contemplation. Their life is dhanya. But that won't happen. At that time, jaye ghore tishta. We ask all the faculties to stay. कहाँ रहेंगे वो? How much ever makeup we do, June cup we do, how many number of doctors we visit, number of variety of treatments we get to get back into our young age or vigor, vitality, कुछ नहीं काम करता. Very less it will. So, the story of Pururava in our life, we have to understand that I am Pururava, my upadhis are Urvashi. Or I am Pururava, the entire world of Sattvaras, Tamagudatma objects are Urvashi, the Prakriti. And I am enslaved by them. And one day it leaves and goes. Because it is not permanent, it is chanchal, it goes on. It cannot stay the same. This is what we have to understand. Now, he was reassessing himself, what exactly happening, how to help himself. So these 5 6 slokas are so seemingly painful to see in his life this has happened, but out of that pain only the greatest thing called as the vairagya comes. And throughout life's journey we all know no pain, no gain. And that gain of one side vairagya, other side desire to do the Lord. If it happens, because of whatever the pain this gain happened, in fact that is not pain at all. It is the best of the blessings. That time the Vishada, the pain became the yoga, the highest gain. Tomorrow International Yoga Day. For us, Tattva Yoga, Atma Yoga, Brahma Yoga only is yoga. Physical yogas, आप तो anyway करते ही हो. We don't worry that much about that, though important. Now, coming to this verse number, if you feel that Naham Veda Vinirmukta Suryo Vabiduto Muya Mushito Varsha Poganam Vatahani Gatanyata. So, Amuya Mushita. In the first vision, she closed my eyes. I could not see sunrise or sunset. In this way, how many days and how many nights have and how many years have passed, I didn't know. We exhaustively explained it yesterday. How closing the doors of any opportunities of higher evolution, within only we indulge in the kama and artha, because of which the most beautiful opportunity called human life gets wasted. You want to recognize this also, a level of maturity, a level of punya is required. If that is not there, not only people waste their life in that way, they justify it. And if anybody tries to tell him out of arrogance, they say, "Who are you to say it is my money, my life, my health, my indulgence, my bhoga? तुम कौन होते हो बता रहे?" Even God and Guru also they question or they object or they don't listen to them. This is the power of the delusion Maya which pulls us to the worldliness. And like this, it doesn't happen 1 hour, it doesn't happen 1 day, not only 1 month or year, not only one entire life. Life after the life, it goes on that way only. And one picture should be very clear to us. Okay, today, what is my position of mind regarding my samsara, regarding my sadhana? First of all, if I die today, wherever I go according to my prarabdha, if it is human life especially, my position of mind will be this only, not any improved edition. This will continue with the same type of passions, desires, extrovertedness, materialism, zero spirituality continues. And the world will be spread in front of me with all temptations, attraction, dussanga. Again get caught up, add more vasanas, negativities, fall down little more. ऐसा भी कर सकते हैं. Or consciously improving to the extent possible this life, and we leave body. When we are placed next time, then also we consciously improve little more. That way we can grow. That is why before dying, I am deciding one thing. I am Adhyatmika Sadhaka, other than Paramatma, I want nothing else. This conviction I want to have strongly before I die, strongly, deeply to the heart. So that the Lord should not give me or offer me anything other than this. If it happens in this very life, very good. Thank you, God. God is great. If God is crazy, next life He will give. In that, at least right from beginning, nothing but I am Atma Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, Prajnanam Brahma, only these things. Preparing ourselves like that. If you don't prepare like that, the other preparation. In this life, my wife has never followed me or heard me. She was so dominant like Rakshasi. At least next life she should listen to me. Then she will come next life and whole life you will enjoy with her. like Pururava with Urvashi, but one day she will have to go, or you have to go. Anything asked, it will be given. Whatever your predominant desire. I must grow politically. I must develop sportsman. I must be engineer. I want to be a technician. I want to social. Anything we do, Sankalpa, that we get. But none of them are wise. That's our Laukika Prajna. We have to increase only the Atmik Prajna, desire for Atmanubhuti and Mukti, go only for that. So all this is come from this basic here story. She closed my eyes. I didn't know how the sun has risen, sun has set. In this way, how many days and years have passed? Nahi pata. Then immediately he realized, it is not she who closed my eyes. This sloka number 9, which we saw yesterday, is so powerful. What is that? Aho me atma sammoha. It is delusion. It's a self delusion. See, are you human being or not? Yes. Are you given the intellect or not? Yes. Full stop. After this, if this intellect is not used with its maximum power of doing viveka, which today we started in Telugu class, Drugdushya Viveka. If that Viveka is not at all used, allowed it to get rusted, and we are caught up in our mind's emotions, projections, attraction of senses and deha, misguidance of the blind people, others, then we fall to such a lower level, nobody is blamed. दिस इज आत्म विवेक नहीं होने के कारण होने वाला आत्म सम्मोह के कारण हम खुद का तबाही को हमने ही बनाया. We destroyed ourselves because of self delusion, born out of non discriminating without because of not using our discriminating capacity of intellect. Every moment we have to use that intellect to discriminate, to be safe on the right path, right from maintaining the health of body up to getting the moksha. देह स्वस्थता, आर्थिक स्थिति, फिर हमारे धर्म निर्वहन, all of them using the intellect discrimination, exactly we have to do the right thing, keep on growing only. We cannot compromise our intellect, its ability to discriminate because of any emotions or obligation or temptation. And even if you get compromised and fall, nobody is questionable, nobody is answerable. It is you made yours. That is why neither Guru can do nor God can do anything. He already tells that Yamaraj Chitragupta, इसने अपना दिमाग यूज नहीं किया, सड़ा हुआ मन से he has done all the papa, बस take him to नरका, सारे उसको पूरा जला को उसमें सारा दुख दे दो. All the dukkha is given for only two reasons. One, remove the Atma Samoha, use your intellect to discriminate what is Shreyas and Prayas, walk only on the Shreyo mark. Till that, total commitment only to walk on Shreya Marga to the complete exclusion of Priya Marga. Till we come to that level, this treatment of punishment and giving of us dukkha goes on happening. To each jiva in different way. In his case, Pururavas, it happened in this way that Urvashi, on whom he had so many hopes, she left. But that was enough for him to reconcile and awaken his Viveka Shakti and came out of Atma Sammoha. And he helped himself and discovered himself. Got liberated, Mukta. It is my murkhata which can be eliminated by my own jnana. It is my own delusion which I can remove by my own correct understanding. Data will be given by others. Guru gives us, Shastra gives, all that okay. Use karna hamara kaam hai. I liked this sentence so much. Without the clear understanding of this, while committing all murkha mistakes from our side, still we look outside for somebody's help to help us. More murkhata than this is not there. बेवकूफियां मैं कर रहा हूं and expecting somebody to help me. There is no paradox worse than this one. How can anybody help when I am going on doing wrong things by my side? Only when I stop with doing wrong, start doing right. In fact, when I start doing right, nobody's help is needed because all this fall delusion will not be there to me. In that Bhikshu Gita also, Nayam Janome Sukadukheto, Mana Paranam Kavanam Avananti, Samsar Chakram Parivartayet. How that mind created havoc. 120 days we studied that chapter. Go back and listen to those talks. Every Shastra talks about that. Mana, how when it is not trained to think, decide under the guidance of Sadguru and Satshastra, because of its capacity of imagination projection, how it plays havoc in our life. Every Shastra says. चंचल में मन एवरी टेक्स्ट केनेशितम पतति प्रेषितम मनः उपनिषद में गीता में सब जगह वही है सब जगह वही मतलब इन एवरीबॉडीज लाइफ देयर इज अ कॉमन थिंग इज दिस deluded at the mind level, therefore intellect is not used, fallen. Those who use the intellect don't allow the mind to overpower with its delusion, thus he is safe. Ahome atma sammoha is like aham brahmasmi mahavakya, which we have to chant 108 bar. With the meaning in the mind, atma means self, sammoha means delusion, means it is a delusion I created by myself and I applied on myself and I got deluded. I created poison and I drank and I died. This like that. Nobody gave me poison. I only took. Nobody prepared. I only made. Nobody suffered. I only suffered. Atma Sammoha. And what is the clarity of Atma Sammoha from the spiritual standpoint? Only one. I came as Jiva only to know the Brahma. This clarity is opposite of Atma Sammoha. That is Atma, let us call it as Vishleshana or Atma Vivechana or Atma Nirdaya, let us say positive Nirdaya, clarity, Atma Jnana you can say, not the Anubhavala. About myself I knew what I am and what I have to do. Other than this, I am Jiva, came to know Parabrahma. Other than this, anything is self-delusion. Not allowing us to fall into self-delusion or the delusion created by others, always remaining in my own wisdom, called I am here only to know myself. Who helps us is Shastram and Sadguru. Throughout life, we have to hold on to Sadguru. Throughout life, we have to hold on to Shastra. That alone protects us from Atma Sammoha, like in the class. We are freed from Atma Sammoha because we are given the goal of us as Atma Jnana, Atma Vastu, and the sadhana is indicated. You are under the protecting umbrella of Guru Parampara, Guru Tattva, as well as Shastra, Shrutimata, and Bhagwan. There is less Atma Sammoha here. And if you deeply listen to the subject and feel for it, in fact, at that level, the deep experience also comes that I am that. That much power will be there in the class if we can that way listen very subtly. If not, at least we are aware I am sadhaka. The moment we go out of the Guru's place, out of the Shastra Adhenam, out of the Satsanga, immediately, like when you go to the ICUs and all, you have to leave your chapel footwear and wear a gown, go inside. After come out, leave that whatever the footwear to be on, then the gown छोड़कर अपना चप्पल पहन के जाते. In the class when we come, Atma Samoha, chappal we leave and spiritual sadhaka gown we wear and come. And it is ICU only. ICU मतलब मेरे प्यारे तू मेरे पास आ जा मैं तुम्हें देखभाल करूँगा. ICU. It is an intensive care unit of the God and Guru for us, our operation. We are Jiva. So what we do, we just come out of the ICU, again leave this gown, we take again our own footwear of worldly delusion, we move in the world, forgetting that we are sadhaka. I am sadhaka, I am sadhaka, I am sadhaka. Sadhaka of not the world, sadhaka of Paramatma. 24 hours that thought should be there. Just like I am old, I am a body, I am becoming diseased, I may die. This nonsense thoughts we have, no? That is to be replaced by this one. I am sadhaka, I am jignasu, I want mukti, I am the pursuer of the self. 24 hours ho hona hai. Wherever we go. Only when I know I am sadhaka, or remember I am sadhaka, that what is sadhana I remember. Then only I do the sadhana. When do sadhana, while doing sadhana, jina hai marna hai, farak nahi padta. Because we are in the path of evolution. The body is coming, going. They are all part of the game. When you reach to a long destination of 2000 kilometers, at every 500 kilometers, you change the vehicle. डिपेंडिंग ऑन द अवेलेबिलिटी. फ्लाइट में चले गो, ट्रेन में, बस में, क्या फ़र्क पड़ता है? विच एवर इट इज़, आई एम गोइंग टुवर्ड माई डेस्टिनेशन. So to which body I get, which surroundings I get, what prarabdha I get, how does it matter? I am a sadhaka, I am doing sadhana. Till the siddhi comes, I go on doing it. Where is the doubt? This is called as freedom from Atma Sammoha. And the extreme Atma Sammoha is forgetting this particular, our ultimate goal, getting caught up in every nonsense of the world. He as a king itself is first delusion. His power position is second illusion. In that, he just Urvashi comes, got infatuated, the worst of that. Even worse than that is, I can't live without you. Please don't go, you stay back. This is Atma Sammoha. Now, in this type of contexts, the total feelings, thoughts cannot be conveyed. You have to feel the audience. They cannot be put in words. Like when you see a movie also, you are seeing the movie. But their emotions, all of them cannot be put in words. So they put some facial expression, then music behind. You have to understand what is going through there. Such are the occasions where the words cannot be used to explain. See how he got himself deluded and fallen to such a lower level. Right now he started thinking, then understood it is my own fault. First step in spiritual sadhana is it is my own mistake I have fallen and it is my own effort I have to rise. उद्धरेद आत्मनात्मानम न आत्मानम अवसादेत न आत्मान अवसादेत एनफ ऑफ अलोइंग माई सेल्फ टू फॉल आत्म सम्मोह के कारण नो मोर नाउ आई विल राइज उद्धरेद आत्मना आत्मान. Then we, the gurus, we, the gods, we all will help you. That is what Krishna's words. If you are continuing to fall deluded and not using our blessings rightly and not trying to do your own uddhara, we can't help. है ना? जो बंदा जीना चाहता है ना, even every doctor will help him and he may be surviving. But the fellow who wants to commit suicide, I tell you, उसको आप लाख कोशिश करो, he will escape from you someplace and he'll jump into a well and he will die. Because he decided to die. Same is the example. If you want to come out of Atma Sammoha, everybody helps. You are justifying Atma Sammoha, it is suicidal. Even if somebody helps, you will find your own way to commit suicide. That is working under delusion, influence of delusion. Aho me Atma Sammoha. And because of my own delusion, what happened? I have given a chance to her, here Urvashi, who made me the greatest of the kings, Naradeva Shikhamani, as a Katputli, Krida Mrugaha. Chakravarti Naradeva Shikhamani is Kruta or made as Krida Amruga by this Yoshita. She did not do, I allowed her to do. Because I have forgotten my royal kingly position and I allowed her. I mean, in his case, we always talk in spiritual core angle, please. Our matlab is this only. We speak only spiritual. In his case, it can be other than what Urvashi is huge fellow. He calls so many women, everybody will come to him. He is a king. A royal kingly person, he can marry. So many other kings of the whole world, seeing his greatness, they are ready to give their daughter. Because he is young, he is handsome, he is a samrat, he has got all the wealth, everything. सारे पिता लोग अपने पुत्री को देने को तैयार है. So that way you have to interpret in his case. Being a samrat who can get anybody for marriage, any king's daughter, I giving up that possibility got infatuated to this one lady who kicked me and going now. In his case, in that story, that is example. Another thing is what? I being a samrat, which we explained yesterday day before, today we are not explaining, commanding the whole country has become Katputri in her hands. This is a yesterday day before interpretation. Today she is kick her if she wants to go, you marry other. And mind you, the biggest thing here we should not miss is Urvashi is not his wife. Therefore, all the things that are told here, not for every woman, it is only for the one who is not the wife. Be careful about it. He has his own wives, Raja Pururava, one or two जो भी थे. Hmm. Then spiritually seen, Atma Sammoha is both ways. First Sammoha is I forgotten Aham Brahma Swarupa became Jiva. Now the wisdom should be what? Now from the Jiva Bhava I must go to Atma Anubhuti. That is the meaning of absence of Atma Sammoha, aware of our purpose of life. Instead of that, from the Jiva, being a Jiva continuously in this body, through this body, in this life, getting infatuated, so many Shabdas, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha is our own self-created Atma. This is what our understanding should be. In this way, every object is a Urvashi for us, making us a Katputli, making us forget that we have come here to seek Paramatma. And nobody is doing it, we are only allowing. And this will be told to us in the mantra number 2223. This is million dollars worth mantra it is. This I'll tell right now only and that time only. What he says towards the end is, it is I who invited her, it is I who saw her, it is I who took initiative to talk to her, it is I proposed to her, even if she proposed, it is I who accepted. The saramsha of those two shlokas is, only if you value, then that thing or being has power to enslave you. If you don't value, in other words, if you don't allow it to come to your life, and if you don't go there, it will never have power to, like corona. जाओगे या ऐसे बंदा आएगा तभी वो लगेगा. If you are with all your mask and sanitize and careful, it will not. If you understand this corona example, the delusion in the world is like that only. If you allow, it will. If you don't allow, it will not. This is what in Gita, Vishaya Vinivartante, Niraharasya Denaha Rasavarjam. It is you valued, it caught you and made you valueless. You devalue it, it will lose its value and you gain your value back. Those two shlokas are the solution. It's I who have valued and I got lost my value. As a sadhaka, as Brahma Tattva, all that. So, Kridamurgaha Chakravarti Naradeva Shikamani Yoshitam Kridamaha Krutaha Aho me Atma Sammoha. How many times this shloka we have to contemplate? Till the nichod of that comes to us, that it is I, by giving value, I got made as a Krida Mruga in the hands of anything in the world. I became Krida Mruga to Nidra. She makes me so deluded. In the puja, the Nidra comes. In the class, the Nidra comes. In any good work I have to do, the Nidra comes. At the time when you have to sleep, Nidra doesn't come. है ना? 10 दिन हो गए डॉक्टर साहब, नींद ही नहीं आ रहा रात में. डॉक्टर gave all tablets. Then after she came, हो ही नहीं रहा, हो ही नहीं रहा. He inquired, ऐसा तो नहीं होना चाहिए. When I give such a tablet, it works only. After so much deliberation, test, and final one question she asked, oh मेरी माई, तो दिन भर क्या करती है? She said, I sleep. When whole day when you sleep, how can you get sleep in the night? Nidra enslaves us. If I want to conquer Nidra and know the technique of conquering it, then I can conquer it. Conquering of Nidra is getting fresh in only 4 or 5 hours. All the other time, not even little of Nidra is overpowering us. Whole day we are actively involving in our sadhana and seva, whatever it is. Is it not? The Indriyas conquer us. They make us Kridamurgaha. The people make us. I tell you, you feel bad when I say this example every time. Great grandchild who is of the age of 5-4 saal, you are already 70, 80, 90, waiting for Yamaraj. You become conquered by that fellow. That you run behind him, chuchu muchu kahe to, he will not care you only, go somewhere. Bete, we bulao. That fellow said, tu kam. This is also slavery. Kick that fellow. Yesterday I experimented it. One child was looking cute. I said, Beta, he did not respond. Chal re, chal re. I went. How can I become Krida Muruga? Get lost? I'm telling you, it's a practical thing. Vastu Vishesha, Vyakti Vishesha, Indriya Vishesha. How can we become a slave to mind? Krida Muruga bana diya man. Any imagination comes, we go on giving value to it. Any projection comes, we value it. The mind doubts people. The mind finds faults with people. The mind starts blaming the people. The mind makes others as enemy. Yes, सब मन का खेल. These are all the nature of the mind. And we are slave to that. Krida Murga. So mind made me Krida Murga. Indriyas made me Krida Murga. Nidra made me Krida Murga. The Deha made me. Through this, every object in the world and the persons. Whichever the person is expected to give me what I want, I become slave. Krida Murga. You know, when you go to something, है ना, एक गवर्नमेंट ऑफिस में गए, कुछ चीज़ के लिए वो बोलते हैं कल आओ, परसों आओ, तरसों आओ, क्रीड़ा मृगा. आई एम टेलिंग द एग्जाम्पल. वेदर यू नीड टू गो और नॉट, यू डिसाइड. और हर जाते रहते हो. It is Atma Sammoha because of which we give a chance to everything around inside also to make us khilauna. Katuputali. What is the meaning of Kridamaga Katputli Khilauna? Thereafter, we are such a slave, we lose all freedom to work according to our own choice. He is lost now. So understood aho me atma sammoha yena atma yoshitam krutah kridamruha krutah atma kaha chakravarti naradeva शिखामणि. मैं जो नरदेव शिखामणि चक्रवर्ती हूँ, क्रीड़ा मृग बनाया गया. This much you understand. And what is the cause? She was cause mushitaha muya in the earlier shloka. In this shloka, no, she is not atma sammoha. That is, when she came, I forgot I am a king. Slowly, I gave her to become queen on my head. She enslaved me. Now she is leaving me and going without discussing even with me or telling me. That's the meaning. Now, saparichadamatmanam hitva trunamiveshwaram yantim sriyam chanvagamam nagna unmattavad arudan. Now, this I explained yesterday with the whole story behind. I will not repeat it. But only feel that position of him. He is recognizing his earlier position. Avi now he has come out of. Remember, Bhagavan Krishna said in the beginning only that Nirvinnaha Shoka Samyame. When his Shoka is reduced, then he started contemplating on what happened the entire episode. Then he got the Nirveda. Okay. In what way? After Shoka Samyama, he started contemplating. As a result of which he got Nirveda, that he is telling in the form of example or the story. So he is just recollecting after coming out of dukkha exactly kya hua, janch padtal. At that time he is remembering his position. While contemplating, he is remembering how was his position at that time when she left. Kya hua us samay? Ishwaram Atmanam Saparichadam. I am the Ishvara, king. Atmanam, a great person. Saparichadam, I have all the things around for offering to her. All of them, Hitva Trunamiva, having given up like a blade of grass, she left me. And when she was going, Yantim Sriyama, Anvagamam, and I ran behind her. Nagna Unmattavat Rudan. Unmatta, Rudan, and Nagna. Where is a huge king of making the whole people frightened, and where he is blind, crying like a madman with a nagnata, he is going. Same is with Arjuna, only difference was he was not nagna. He was unmatta and he was crying. Ashrapurna Kulekshana Krupaya Paraya Vishtam. He was also there, Atma Sammoha. He says also, exactly same word. कार्पण्य दोषोपहत स्वभाव पुच्छामि त्वाम धर्म सम्मूढ़ चेता. The dharma sammudha is what to do. Depends on what I am. Is equal to atma sammoha only. Maybe atma and he asked about what to do. I am deluded. Bhagavan, while explaining, First, he explained Arjuna his identity. Depending on the identity, his duty is reminded. Then he understood what is dharma. Arjuna's identity is what at that time? Only two things. One, Kshatriya had to fight the war for dharma. Second is Sadhaka to purify Antakarna through this yuddha to be qualified for moksha. These identities he has forgotten, Atma Sammoha. Instead of that, he felt he is a grandson or a disciple to Bhishma and Drona. Therefore, he got into the delusion. Then the Kartavya he forgot, I can't fight. Bhagavan reminded first him of his identity. He gave Atma Jnana. Then he was remembered of his duty. Because of these two, the Sammoha gone away. Then he knew he had to fight the war for a different purpose of dharma and antakarana purity and becoming instrument in the hands of Lord. He did and he rised above. The difference between Arjuna before war and after war is what? Before the war, without even shooting one arrow to anyone, forget about Bhishma Drona, he cried profusely. After the war, he killed thousands in the war, including Bhishma Drona, but he did not cry. Without doing, the delusion makes us cry. With doing everything also, the wisdom makes us laugh. That is what Gita Sara in chapter 2 in Kathopanishad. You are neither the killer nor the killed. They are also neither killer nor the killed. That is the Atma Drushti. Having kept that intact at the Vyavahara as a Jiva, as a Dharma Sthavaka, or the protector of the Dharma, you have to fight war. You are not killing him because of your property or any of the any other issues. Because they are adharmic, as a Kshatriya, you have to. That is the final thing. Before that, every attempt is done to mold them, change them. They never change, right? From childhood, they are so like that. Now the time has come where they have to eliminate it. Otherwise, everybody will become Duryodhan. एक दुर्योधन को नहीं निकाला तो हजार होंगे. So how can you eliminate them? That's a lot of stories. Then you can explain a lot in that. So here also saparichadam atmanam hitva trunama ishwaram. Then yantim sriyam cha anvagamam nagna unmatva drudan. This whole shloka is the explanation of Atma Sammoha. What is Atma Samoha? Such a king, me, crying and frustrated like a madman in the Nagnavastha, was running behind her when she considered me, my wealth, my love, as a blade of grass and threw away and went. See, when our prarabdha is over, or when that person's prarabdha is over, or when mutual prarabdha is over, or that person thinks or gets something better than us, they leave us and go. You have to be ready for it, to receive, accept it. Just like we also changed our companies, friends, when you got the better people, it's obvious. In the evolution, it happens. But it's a very tricky topic. I'm not going deep in details of that. हिंट दिया है ये चीज़ों में तो आप सब माहिर हो तो आप समझ ही लेते हैं उसमें कौन सी चीज़ कहने वाले नहीं कहने वाले. Okay, this is what one day whoever are valuing us today, on whom we are dependent, a day will come where they consider like us as a blade of grass, they kick us and go. Be prepared for that. How to do? Right from beginning only, maintain that required distance, keep your goal as Paramatma, nothing else. This is what we said 4 days back also. If this is the case, even that unexpected, unwanted thing happens, still we don't lose balance completely like him, run nagna, naked, crying like a fool. We say, anyway, that was not my goal. Like if I am by some reason made not to speak, मैं गला बैठ गया कुछ हुआ, I don't worry because this is not my goal. My goal is do meditation. That is inside. उसके बोला ना बोलो क्या फर्क पड़ता है. If I don't have that ultimate goal of mine, that if I take this as goal, suddenly something happens and none of you come to class or class won't happen, then I will be also like Unmatta Rudan. I will not allow it. Very clear. In the same way, he is reconciling and seeing how he was in that Atma Sammoha. It's only a story. Through story, we have to understand our ourselves in clarity, every aspect, how we get ourselves deluded and allow others to make us Krida Mruga. मनस्थिति ठीक नहीं तो परिस्थिति हमको क्रीड़ा मृग बनाएगा. ऐसे मनस्थिति को बनाओ कि कोई हमको ऐसे खिलवाड़ नहीं करे. How will it happen? Only when we are strongly established in spiritual sadhana. So purest thing is being spiritual sadhaka in a full form, in a complete definition. नाम के वास्ते नहीं, सुपरफिशियली नहीं, रियली. देन अब देखो इन 11th श्लोक, अगेन वेरी पावरफुल. कुतः तस्यानुभावः स्यात् तेज ईशत्वमेव वा योऽन्वगच्छं स्त्रियं यान्तिं करवत्पादताडितः. Now this I'll tell in Hindi because see such things cannot be told in any other language other than Sanskrit and Hindi or mother tongue. देखो अब मेरी क्या औकात रह गई. से जो भी था मैं राजा सम्राट चक्रवर्ती, जब मैं उसके पीछे जा रहा था उसने मुझे गधे की तरह लात मारी. I can't say it in any other language. And this sloka portion has to be spoken like this only. तभी उसका समझ आएगा. खरवत पादताड़िताः. She kicked me like a female donkey kicks the male donkey when this male donkey is running behind her. You understand? Now why the donkey kicked this one? Now you ask the donkey. She can find a better male donkey. It has its own things. She's not any more interested. अब कुछ भी आप आ जाओ. The fact is she kicked. Then he says, when I am kicked by her, like a donkey knee kicks a donkey, where is that greatness of me as Chakravarti, Samrat, Naradeva, Shikhamani? लानत है ये मेरे सारे चीजों का. This is called as the discrimination to come out of the Atma Sammoha slowly. And all of us, being Brahma Swarupa, already lost it and became Jiva. Now go back to your Brahma Swarupa. Instead of that, further falling, getting kicked by Prakriti, getting kicked by Upadis, getting kicked by the Maya, getting kicked by the Trigunas, and getting kicked by the court people around us. By becoming slave to them, Sharam Niyata. See that sloka? Kuta tasya anubhavah syat. Where is his position's value now? Tejaha. Where it is that Tejas? Ishatvam evava. That he is an Ishwar of all the world now as a king. Yaha. The one Anvagacham Sriyam Yantim. When the Sri was going and I was following her, Kharavat Paditata Aditaha. When she kicked me publicly, Abhi kahan bhai izzat hai mera? Big MLA or MP or big position person. On the road, if somebody does something, अब उसका कोई इज्जत रहेगा क्या? No, he says, this has happened to me. Means you can feel वो अपने आप को कितना कोस रहा है. Earlier he was begging her to stay. Later on he scolded her. Then he blamed her that she left and went. Then he came to Atma Sammoha. I am the cause. Myself got deluded. Therefore, all that happened. In the next step, he is really thinking and understanding correct way that मेरे पर लानत है कि मैंने इसका अलो किया. And this is essential because after this only, again and again, we don't allow that insult to come to us. You give value, then you get kicked again and again. If you value, you get kicked. Anybody you are valuing, remember they'll kick you tomorrow, except the Guru and God. They only will give more value and they mold us to be the great idol. Other than that, anybody you value, they kick you one day. One kicking is what? When they find better option, they'll even go. Another kicking is by nature it happens that they have to go away. By nature or by prarabdha. Like I value my parents. They die one day. That is also kicking. Therefore, should I not love them, respect them? Love, respect, serve, ये all सब normal duty है. ये तो minimum करना है बेवकूफ. हम तो human being है तो. But beyond that, when we think that they have to be permanent with us, ये नहीं होगा. That's the meaning. The wife and children, they kick us doesn't mean that they insult us or every day. No. They will leave us and go one day. That is the meaning of kicking. These are positive kicking. अरे यार kicking positive है negative है दर्द तो होता ही other than Paramatma, nothing should be valued to be permanent. That is the so many corollary explanations you can understand, which we will not elaborate that much. We are focusing on the story. We are trying to call out from it how we have to protect ourselves right from beginning, especially when you are on spiritual path, so that our journey is pakka toward the goal. नहीं तो people both दूर तक जाकर भी then they got infatuated and they fell back so much that दर्द दुख इतना हुआ again to walk that much so many lives it will take. Where is my Ishwaratva? Where is my Tejaha? Where is my Anubhava? Anubhava means my own inner feeling and my own respect in the world. ये गया तेजा ईशितम. What is all of that when I am kicked by her like a donkey kicks? Donkey kicks a donkey. It is that only, no? When he was asking Jaye Tishte Gore, she did not stay left and went. Truna ke roop mein. And in this aspect, I am not elaborating that point. We are like a blade of grass only to others when they are extremely selfish and they want to leave us. How many ways you try to prove to them your love, your concern, your honesty, your genuine, उनके दिमाग में अगर लगा मानो कि they don't want you, they will leave and go. This thing, if we understand in time and protect ourselves, you are safe. Otherwise, instead of becoming Tulsidas, Kabirdas, Surdas, we become Devdas. We have to become Ramadas, we have to become Kalidas, Purandaradas. These are the things we have to become, not Devadas. Paru paru karke Devadas. We are. Picturize that scene. He was begging her, she was not caring, valuing, and the more you beg her, the more they become angry. Even she has said, शर्म नहीं आता वगैरह ऐसा भी कहा होगा उन्होंने छोड़ो मुझे मुझे जाना है. But she being little decent came from Devaloka. She gives time to him for 10-15 minutes. She gives wonderful lecture. That will come after 7-8 slokas. At that time, I will tell what is her lecture. Right now, we are contemplating what he contemplated after so much of dukkha got little reduced. And nobody around him, he can't tell all this to anybody. कि मुझे छोड़ के जा रही है मैं बेशरम हूँ. He'll have to think for himself. And this feeling ki lanat hai mere par is one of the most important thing in life. If that doesn't come, we justify our mistakes and falling. And the worst of that is what? Not learning from one or two or three mistakes, again and again doing the same. Then it becomes a habit. Thereafter, the rising is zero, only falling, falling, falling. No, very tough these topics. Anyway, I will not enter into that topic. It is left for your discretion. Kutaha tasyanubhavasya tejaishatmeva yonvagacham srimayantim karavat padatadita. Now, the next mantra number 12. It is an open secret. It is such a subtle secret. So subtle, deepest secret that everybody knows it. I can't put it in more than this way, in any other way. Here, if you see the feeling that sloka, and if we remove that tamoguna, rajoguna of the mind and shuddha sattoguna mana or intellect से सोचोगे ना, जो lesson इससे मिलेगा और कहीं से नहीं मिलेगा. He says, किम विद्यया किम तपसा किम त्यागेन श्रुतेन वा किम विविक्तेन मौनेन स्त्रीवीर्यस्य मनोहृतम. Now this can be an exclusive subhashita vakya for a spiritual sadhak. For the Vyavaharik people, there are so many other subhashitas in which the niti, dharma, the value, the hard work, all of them are taught, which we are seeing in Vidura Niti. In that Vidura Niti, 85 to 90% shlokas are how to be a decent human being, how to be a decent king or a person of good name and fame and success. Very few places it talks about spiritual goal. This is the Subhashita for a person who want to be spiritual. Subhashita is well spoken. Now I'll tell the literal meaning, it is enough for you to catch. Kim Vidyaya, what is the use of all our abilities and talents? Then Kim Tapasa, what is the use of all the hard works we have done and got its results? Kim Tyagena, what is the result of giving up so many things in pursuit of some achievements external? Kim Shrutena, what is the use of even your study of variety of Vedas, etc.? Kim Viviktena, what is the use of you being in a secluded place all alone? Kim Maunena, what is the use of even maintaining for years together Mauna? If, Stri Viryasya Manohrutam, if that person's mind is looted by the Stri. जिसका मन कोई स्त्री के द्वारा लूटा गया है, वो व्यक्ति उससे पहले इन सारे चीज़ों को करके भी उसका कोई फायदा मतलब नहीं है. Therefore, not allowing our mind to be looted by any stree is any day greater sadhana than vidya, tapaha, tyaga, shruti, vivikta and mauna. अब देखो कितना ये our Bhagavan here has given, the Pururava has, because he spoke it from his own experience. Because once one's mind is looted by the Stri Vyamoha, he is no more a Jnani, Vidvana, Santa, great person, great king. All of that is lost. That is the power of that infatuation. How it comes, why it comes, that we spoke on the day one only. फर्स्ट डे इस टॉपिक के टाइम ही हमने पूरा एग्जॉस्टली बताया बिकॉज इज अ नेचुरल अर्ज टू बाई क्रिएटर ओनली इन ऑल द बीइंग्स फॉर द कंटिन्यूएशन ऑफ progeny which was practiced by every jiva millions of time in every yoni. All those powerful vasanas are behind him, even though in this life he wants to be a spiritual seeker. Like in this life I want to be a speaker, spiritual seeker, knowing truth honestly. Yet in earlier life, which animal I was, in which yoni I was, in that if I had gone through all those indulgences, those vasanas will be so powerful because they are mine only. They won't allow me to do sadhana. And if we are victimized by them, then all our sadhana is nullified. This is the thing which we have to first understand, digest, then start working. And what is the work to be done, sadhana? This will be told by Krishna toward the end. Only one Sharanyam is Satsangam. For that, the Pururava himself says, in after 4 slokas only, in this situation where I am so much lost, who can help me other than my Adhokshaja Bhagavan Krishna? When that sloka comes, we will explain. Now we are only in the Dukkha and Dukkha Karana problem diagnosis topic. Then as he himself comes out of solution, we will explain it at that time. Then total topic we'll try to connect, provided you give the time and mind and interest to listen. Now feel for a minute the meaning of this sloka. What is the use of all your vidya, tapaha, tyaga, shruti, vivikta, mauna, if heart in heart your mind is infatuated by the stri, bhoga for the man and purusha for the stri? Means what? All these sadhanas, when they are aimed at only in Parabrahma Anubhuti, and the Parabrahma Anubhuti comes only when I give up Dehatadhatmya. To give up Devatadhatmya, I have to come out of all the attachments. If this clarity is not there, anywhere, anytime, some Vyamoha, especially of this type, one falls prey to, all the sadhana done is lost. Now, one by one, you can feel it. I'm just telling one question. Have you studied? Did you get the all Vidya? Vidya here means all the Laukika Vidyas and talents. It's not Adhyatmika Vidya. Adhyatmika Vidya is Shrutena. At that time it will come. Therefore, Vidya means all your graduation, post graduation, PhDs, your specializations in different subjects, and entering to those fields professionally. They are also excelling all the knowledges there. That's called Vidya. Did you get that? Yes, I'm the topper in the world. A question is asked. Is your mind looted by women? Yeah. Then your all achievements are waste. because she'll go on disturbing your mind that you will not be able to use all those talents to the perfection. Second question. Kim tapasa? Did you do all tapasyas? What to tell? How many tapasyas you have done? But are you allowing your mind to be infatuated by any stree? Yeah, then all your tapasya is waste. Because she will not allow that tapaphala to come. Striviryasya manohrutam is the present position which eats away all the past achievement. So, see, this is such a difficult topic to explain, which, though I have clarity, there is a struggle for me. Here, it is not said that he is waste fellow, vidya tapasya vikbhakar. No. Even while pursuing all that, to see to it that all these achievements are not wasted, be careful. Don't allow your mana to be looted by the stree. That's a hint given. Why he has given that hint? Because he did not follow it. He was Chamrata Chakravarti Naradeva Shikamani, but his mind was Harata by Sri. Then he lost all those respect, everything. He was kicked like a donkey by her, and she looked at him like a blade of grass, threw him and went. If he had not allowed his mind to be looted by her, he would have not lost into this level. Therefore, आपके जो भी अचीवमेंट्स हैं उसको खराब करने वाला ये नित्य शत्रु है, which is called स्त्री भी मनः हृतम. Now, when I have to this thing, if I don't explain clearly, you will be cheated because half information is given. If half information is given, then it is not correct. This we spoke around 8-9 months back. If you remember in another context, here when you say stree, please remember here the stree is not the mamsamayi stree. Here the stree means the manomayi stree. For the stree, it is purusha. It is not a particular woman here talked about. Here talked about the thought of women in the mind and the desire, passion, lust through her. For the woman to the man. स्त्री के द्वारा मन हरण किया गया is not a particular urvashi. It is in the mind if that is there. Therefore, never ever the mansamayi stree is a cause of dukkha. It is only manomayi. Is it not? And analysis. If the mamsamayi stree is the karana of dukkha, then every stree who is mamsamayi should trouble us. She is not doing. There's so many people are there. Among them, one about whom we have in our mind the passionate thought, that is the only one who troubles. Is it not? Are you understanding it? Even little deeper if you go, two more thoughts I say, with that the thought is completed. Whether you are able to catch or not, I will say it and go. The importance given to the opposite gender itself is problem. And the second thought which I promised to say is that starts from considering yourself to be a particular gender. That starts because we identify ourselves with the body. So where is the whole problem starting from? Considering I am the Deha and Deha has this particular linga, then there is an attraction for the other linga, then toward that person in the mind and that person in the world outside. Once caught up in the Manomai Stree, then run behind the Mamsamai. The Mamsamai goes, but Manomai, if it is not given up, Mamsamai, even if you stop, she will go. Manomai, unless you leave, she will not go. She will chase in every life. That's what is the meaning of go gada tadavat. Even you are born as animal, if a male animal, that Manomai, female animal, will make you run behind the Mamsamai female animal. It continues. That is why it's a very sublime, deep, detailed topic if one want to discuss or think. Need not discuss, दिमाग में सोच लेना. And we should never be blind to these first-class truths which alone can open us up for higher wisdoms. With that higher wisdom, born out of discrimination only, we can come out of all the infatuations, fallings, etc. Not otherwise. कोई बुलेट लग गया मानो छाती के पास यहाँ, आप कुछ भी नाटक करो, बंदा बचेगा नहीं. What is to be done? Take him to ICU, cut his chest with all these instruments, take out the bullet and throw, then only there's chance of alive. Is it not? Same way, the lust passion is like a bullet in the heart. You can't leave it and survive. The chance of survival is there only when the operation is done and that bullet is thrown out. And if you are keeping it inside only, rendo, solution hoga nahi wo. What is being discussed by us yesterday, today is we are trying to do the surgery of the heart to remove that bullet of the passion or lust. Are you ready for it? There's a किडनी में स्टोन है, गाल ब्लैडर में स्टोन है, उसको मेल्ट कराओ या नहीं तो कुछ ही कर नहीं, अदरवाइज इट विल क्रिएट सच ए प्रॉब्लम. These are all physical. Psychologically is these things. And to be ready to get operated, to remove this, we are given a training as to how we lose everything if it is allowed to stay in us. We talk about physical body and some ailment. Here it is talked about a human life, whether for outer success, for a dignified, respectful living, or even for spiritual growth. If at all one enemy is there, that is the mind being looted by the stree for the man and by the man for the stree. It is both. It's not one sided. Never. For both. तो यस्य मनः हृतं स्त्रीभिः किं विद्यया किं तपसा किं त्यागेन किं श्रुतेन किं विविक्तेन किं मौनेन. And all these sadhanas done for 10,000 years. But one day some stree came in the mind, you ran behind her or looked outside, seen outside, then inside you gave value to her. All tapasya is gone. And that is why anybody doing great tapasya, this Indra fellow, he sends this Madan Kumaran party with some of these Apsaras, Rambha, Urvashi, because he knows nobody in the world who will not be distracted or infatuated by that. And they come, sing, dance and all. This Maharishi, whoever was doing tapasya, is lost. Again to come back to that position, he need to do again 10,000 tapasya. Tab tak Indra is happy in his kingdom. I have asked. He sends this Kamadeva only with all the Pancha issue. The fivefold arrows, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Bhayankara wo. Oh, oh, nobody can escape that arrow of Kamadeva. ऐसा मारता सिर्फ भगवान विष्णु, भगवान शिवा, एक ने जलाकर राख कर दी, एक ने अपने बच्चा बना दी. Other than that, nobody dare can. Oh, that is powerful Maya, remember. It is Srushti Shakti. It's a creative power of Ishvara, is Kamana. In Lalita Sahasranama, even Shivananda Lahari about this, lot of things come. That's a different discussion. In that Upasanas, mother is prayed so much to remove that Kamana from mind and give that power of seeing everything, everybody in this world as Jagannatha. In the Jagannatha Drishti, only the way that we can protect ourselves. There's no other way. Okay? Now he says about himself, Swarthasya akovidam dhingmam murkham panditamaninam yaham ishvaratam prapya stribhir gokharavak. And it's a very powerful slokas. If I start it, it takes a lot of time. Tomorrow we see. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. In this way, after 3 more slokas, then understanding that and accepting that she is not at fault. She leaves her from his mind. He focuses now on himself. Then talks about the Dehatadhatmya, which was the cause for all that lust. Then slowly he comes out of it and totally gets into satsanga to become mukta. That is a story. That is how those who got that 30-40% of vairagya and equal percent of mumukshuta, they give up everything, go to seclusion to gain remaining 70% of vairagya, to gain remaining 70% of mumukshuta, and to apply themselves 100% only for spiritual sadhana. If that is not done, continue the same word, that 30% mumukshudha goes away, this 30% of freedom from vairagya, 100% फिर से फंस जाएंगे. If somebody has spent, and just calculation में, 10 years to know the truth, by being in a secluded place, the sadhana to know truth is only 1 year. In the remaining 9 years, what he must have done is to eliminate the remaining 70% of attachment through total vairagya and to gain 70% of mumukshata. It took 9 years. Then in 1 year, because the heart is free now, I want other than Paramatma nothing. Then with that, when he sits for japa meditation, except little some habitual problems, no obstacles to him. Then he goes to a deep level of meditation. But जितना भी ध्यान साधना करो, जब भगवान चाहते तभी मुक्ति होगा. That they know it. Therefore, they are busy in putting their effort. When the grace and realization come, they leave it to God. That's not an issue. Because it is His choice now. We know it is His grace which gives. His grace can be tomorrow, day after, 1 year, 10 years. How does it matter? When I am exclusively now on the path, nothing is distracting. But those 90% of time is for that full paravairagya, for full that mumukshuta. That mumukshuta here is burning desire. I want Paramatma. Isn't it? The want in us, which got scattered earlier in the want of thousands of vishayas of the world. All that want which was scattered in the world is brought, and that want is expressed for Paramatma. That burning want or desire, when it is created, then only the Lord will tell, do this sadhana, I will give you. Do the sadhana, you reach. A very bad example I am telling for a very good thought, like a drug addict. When he's so much addicted to it, he wants it. Then the other fellow says, do this, do that, a murder karke aao de dunga. The murder does, he does it. These children who have done that murder in Punjab and all, youngsters, उनको कहीं ना कहीं ऐसी डिजायर होगा जिसके लिए उनको पैसे चाहिए कि उनको एक कत्ल करने को भी तैयार हो गए वो. That's why I said very bad example, but the very good thought. That much of addiction for Paramatma, which is a very wrong word I am using, I'm very sorry. I have then only the path shown by Guru God I will follow, then I will reach it. That we have to create in us. If that is not there, then sporadically once in a while little desire for sadhana comes, तो थोड़ा करेंगे, मंदिर गए, बैठ गए, नारियल फोड़ा, कभी क्लास में बैठे नहीं बैठे, पढ़ा नहीं पढ़ा. I know 90% of you, except 10, you don't even study the आपके किसी घर में बुक भी नहीं है, ये भी पता है मुझे. Some of you don't even have the book. Some of you have book, but once in a while read it. Some of you come to the class interestingly, but that much interest is not there while listening. Some of you are irregular, some of you are disinterested, some of you want to go away back into the world. You means not you, I am saying. In general, this is how, if you are not having burning desire, then the other things will create desire. और ऐसी तपना या तड़प नहीं है तो ना साधना होगा ना सिद्धि होगी. This is what is done by those ghora tapasya doing, either ghora rakshasas like Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha Ravana, or great tapasya done by the great bhaktas like ध्रुवा एंड ऑल ऑफ देम। दोनों एग्जाम्पल है हमको। देयर तपस्या वाज सो पावरफुल। एंड व्हाट इज तपस्या हियर? इंटेंस डिजायर फॉर द गॉड, दैट इज तपस्या। उनके अलावा मुझे कुछ नहीं है चाहिए, और उनको पाने के लिए मैं सब कुछ देने को तैयार हूँ, सब कुछ करने को तैयार हूँ। दैट इज कॉल्ड तपस्या, and actually doing it. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha। कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय। देखो बाबा, कहीं ना कहीं जन्म में ना हमको इस तरह से सुनना ही पड़ेगा, तभी बुद्धि नामक ये जो ताला खुलेगा। अब कहीं ना कहीं जन्म में सुनना है तो इसी जन्म में सुन रहे आप और मैं भी सुन ही रहा हूँ। Then once we are clear with all this data, in our further lives, इतना सोचने की जरूरत नहीं है। We are very alert with the wisdom, what to give value, what not to give value. Will not becoming like Pururava, get infatuated and get kicked like a donkey. कभी कभी तो सबक सीखना पड़ेगा ना, ये बात है। थैंक्स। चलो रामायण में क्या हो रहा है।